The economics of AI-generated applications, signal degradation and market consequences abstract. Large language models have fundamentally altered the economics of written job applications by reducing production costs to near zero. This article examines the market-level consequences through evidence from Freelancer.com, a major digital labor platform. Analysis reveals how AI-generated applications degraded a critical quality signal that previously enabled efficient worker-employer matching. Pre-LLM, employers valued customized applications equivalent to a $26 bid reduction. This premium fell 64% post-LLM as customization lost predictive power for worker ability. Structural estimates reveal the equilibrium impact. Eliminating credible written signals caused high-ability workers, top quintile, to experience 19% lower hiring rates while low-ability workers, bottom quintile, saw 14% higher rates. Total market surplus declined 1% while worker surplus fell 4%. With efficiency losses concentrated among high-ability workers unable to credibly differentiate themselves. These findings illuminate economic risks facing organizations that rely on written applications for screening and suggest strategic responses centered on performance-based evaluation, verifiable credentials, and contract design. The arrival of large language models like ChatGPT represents a textbook case of technology-driven market disruption, but with a counterintuitive twist. Rather than improving market efficiency by reducing transaction costs, LLMs degraded a critical information mechanism, making markets less efficient and less meritocratic. The economics are straightforward. Writing customized job applications traditionally required costly effort, time spent reading job descriptions, researching employers, and crafting tailored responses. This cost structure created a separating equilibrium: high-ability workers, who faced lower effort costs and higher returns to differentiation, invested more in customization than low-ability workers. Spence, 1973. Employers rationally interpreted customization as a noisy but informative signal of quality. LLMs collapsed this equilibrium by reducing writing costs to approximately zero. When ChatGPT can generate a polished, customized application in seconds, the cost no longer separates types. The formerly costly signal becomes cheap talk, destroying its informational value. Crawford and Sobel, 1982, and forcing markets to reallocate workers based on remaining observable characteristics, primarily price. This article synthesizes evidence from a comprehensive empirical investigation using data from Freelancer.com, a platform where over 85 million users have transacted since 2009. 3 findings emerge with particular clarity. 1. Employer willingness to pay for application customization fell 64%. 2. Matching efficiency deteriorated as high-ability workers lost their primary differentiation mechanism. And 3. Distributional consequences favored low-ability workers due to positive correlation between ability and opportunity costs. These patterns carry implications extending far beyond digital platforms. Any market relying on written applications for screening, college admissions, professional services hiring, grant competitions, faces similar vulnerabilities as AI tools democratize access to sophisticated writing assistance. Author, 2024. The Digital Labor Market Context. Market Structure and Information Problems. Digital labor platforms exemplify markets with severe information asymmetries. Horton, 2017. Freelancer.com's typical transaction involves an employer posting a job description, receiving 30 to 60 applications from globally distributed workers, and selecting one freelancer for a fixed-price contract typically ranging $30–32.50 within 24 to 48 hours. This compressed timeline creates acute adverse selection. Akerlof, 1970. Unlike traditional labor markets with multi-stage interviews and reference checks, platform employers must make rapid decisions based on limited information. Observable characteristics, reputation scores, past ratings. Portfolio links explain only 3% of total variation in worker ability. The remaining 97% is unobserved at the application stage. Written proposals serve dual functions. They communicate what the worker would do. And, critically, how much effort the worker invested in understanding the specific job. A worker who carefully reads a job description and writes a detailed job-specific response reveals information about ability through costly action. Palais. 2014. The Pre-LLM Signaling Equilibrium Evidence from 960,000 applications submitted to 33,000 job postings between January 2021 and November 2022 documents a functioning signaling equilibrium. Using an LLM-based measure quantifying how customized each proposal is to its specific job posting, scored 0 to 18. Analysis reveals, employers valued customization highly, a 1 standard deviation increase in customization, 96 points, generated the same hiring probability increase as a $26 bid reduction, about 39% of a standard deviation in price. This willingness to pay premium wages indicates employers found customization informative. Customization predicted effort. Workers who spent more time on applications produced more customized proposals. A 1-point increase in log effort, roughly doubling time spent, associated with a 0.62-point increase in customization score. Effort predicted outcomes. Among hired workers, those whose proposals exhibited higher customization completed jobs successfully at significantly higher rates. Controlling for worker reputation and bid price, a 1-point increase in customization associated with a 1.6 percentage point increase in 5-star completion probability. These patterns align with classic signaling theory, Spence, 1973. High-ability workers found it less costly to produce customized proposals, invested more effort, and sent stronger signals. Employers observed this correlation and rationally rewarded customization, sustaining the separating equilibrium. Signal degradation, evidence and mechanisms collapse of customization premiums using 438,000 applications to 5,500 job postings from March-July 2024, post-LLM period. Demand estimation reveals dramatic changes. Employer willingness to pay for customization fell to 15 per standard deviation, from 15 per standard deviation, from 15 per standard deviation, from 26 pre-LLM. A 42% decline. The coefficient on customization in hiring probability models fell from 0.097 to 0.034, a 65% drop. Event study analysis tracking employer demand in 2-month windows around ChatGPT's November 2022 release shows gradual but persistent adjustment. The predicted hiring probability increase from customization fell from 35% in mid-2022 to 25% by March 2023 to 10% by July 2024. Employers learned that customization no longer predicted quality. Consistent with research on learning in platform markets, Cabral and Hortaxu. 2010. Breakdown of effort signal correlation pre-LLM, workers who spent more time produced more customized applications, elasticity equals 0.62. Post-LLM, this relationship collapsed. Among the 14% of post-LLM applications created using Freelancer.com's integrated AI writing tool, increased time investment negatively predicted customization, elasticity equals -0.35. Workers spending more time on AI-written applications devoted effort to activities other than customization. For non-AI applications post-LLM, the effort customization elasticity fell to 0.50, suggesting degradation even when workers didn't use the platform's tool, likely reflecting off-platform AI use, Ilandu et al. 2023. or workers recognizing that investing effort in customization no longer paid off. Critically, measured effort continued predicting job success post-LLM, coefficient equals 0.046, but customization's predictive power disappeared entirely, coefficient equals -0.0001. The underlying economic relationship, workers who invest more effort tend to be higher ability, remained intact. What changed was employers' ability to observe effort through the written signal. Equilibrium consequences, structural model evidence modeling framework and key findings to quantify equilibrium effects. The research develops a structural model combining Spence, 1973, signaling, discrete choice demand, McFadden, 1974, and multidimensional auctions, Che, 1993. Workers choose costly effort to produce signals. Employers maximize expected utility when hiring. Competition occurs simultaneously on price and quality. The model's critical insight: worker types are two-dimensional, ability, A, and opportunity cost, C. Both are unobserved initially but become estimable through equilibrium choices. High-ability workers face lower costs of producing signals but empirically exhibit positive correlation with opportunity costs, ρ equals 0. 19. They have higher outside options, making them less willing to accept low wages. This positive correlation proves crucial. Workers employers most want to hire are least able to compete on price once signaling fails. The no-signaling counterfactual: the model simulates a counterfactual equilibrium where writing costs fall to 0, rendering signals uninformative. Workers choose only bids. Employers form beliefs based solely on observable characteristics. Comparing this no-signaling equilibrium to the estimated pre-LLM baseline reveals hiring rates by ability quintile, top quintile, 80th to 100th percentile -19% second quintile, -10% third quintile, -4% fourth quintile, +3% bottom quintile, +14%. The market becomes markedly less meritocratic. High-ability workers who previously signaled quality cannot differentiate themselves from low-ability competitors with similar observable characteristics. Low-ability workers benefit from camouflage. Employers cannot distinguish them from high-ability workers in their observable group. Welfare implications: 4% decline in worker surplus. High-ability losses outweigh low-ability gains.